what I also found interesting is what you said that in terms of fitness, actually kickboxing that I learned from you in terms of how to properly teach it to other people. Because at first, when I did Muay Thai and that kind of stuff, and I did Taekwondo growing up, I did some private training, and all I did was got beat up by my trainer. I make this joke all the time. I was literally paying the guy to punch me in the face. That's my joke all the time, right? And then I think there's a piece there where you guys really broke it down as how to teach it to people, right? And here's the way to start to teach you with the jab and the cross, and start. This is the process on how to do it, right? I think that was really cool. But I really appreciated that, like you said earlier, it was real, right? It wasn't this sort of choreographed. We'll jump around and incorporate some things that might look like kickboxing, but it was really technical, and I think it also gives people the opportunity and the confidence that they can protect themselves at least somewhat in some scenarios. It gives people that sort of I think the confidence is the right word, because I think it's really important that most people, if everybody, should know at least something to help defend themselves in the off chance that they might be in trouble. Of course, you can't always do it in every scenario, but at least give you some of the tools to protect yourself. It's a life skill.
Oh, totally. And it's just one of those things, like, I mean, again, I've been doing this for 14 years, and like sometimes you'll talk to another coach or something, you're just like, oh, I've never thought of it like that, or you never did something like that. And yeah, as long as, you keep practicing, keep honing your craft, you don't have to be like a black belt or anything crazy like that. But, as long as you've got what works for you. I always tell, members, clients, other trainers, when we're doing the courses, you've got to find what works for you. We're all different. Actually, a good buddy of mine, he has a gym in Mississauga called Project Rise. He actually had a post about that. And it comes down to, it depends. And that's how he wrote it. Love that. Yeah, everyone's different. So you've got to find what works for you. And then you work on that and you practice that. And whether it is MMA, kickboxing, self-defense, OCR stuff, like anything, right? Like you've got to find, okay, I can do this. I need to work on this, if it's something you want to work on, but maybe this isn't for me, but maybe this is for me, right? So, and that actually comes down to, trainers who might be listening to this as well. We're not going to get like, there are members, clients, whatever, who they're not for me. They're not, that my style doesn't work for them. And that is what it is, right? Like for me, I know what works for me, and that's what I focus on, right? Again, the kickboxing, the OCR stuff, all that stuff. Like that's the stuff that I love to do, this stuff I'm passionate about. I take yoga. Really small chance you'll ever see me become a yoga instructor.
Yeah.
It's not for me, which is okay, right? It's just an example. But I mean, yeah, like you've got to find, everyone's different, what works for you. Take it in, and take everything with a grain of salt. Like I'm kind of big on that one too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you got to adjust to different people, at least as a coach, right? And I think on the flip side, you got to try a bunch of different things as a client or somebody who wants to make some changes to find what works for you. Because in the long run, if you're not enjoying it at least a little bit, or you're not seeing that the effort that you're putting in is having some sort of effect, you're not going to stick to it, right? So that's why, try the different things to see what you enjoy. And I've also noticed over the years that there's certain people that get to their goal and it's like, okay, now what? What am I going to do now? And they want to do the obstacle course races. They want to get into kickboxing. They want to get to some other stuff. So I've really been fortunate enough to learn a lot about that kind of stuff.